Mu mawulire ge tulinawo bwe twongerera nga si birungi eri manager wa kitongole kya URA ekivunaanyizibwa ku kusolooza omusolo yakwatiddwa era ali mabega wa mitayimbwa oluvannyuma lw'okuba nti yabbye oba yajje enguzi ku investor omu emitwalo 600 ejja ddoola ezigambibwa okuba nti wano ziba ziri nga obukadde 220 nga zino ssente yazikubye ku investor omu abeere nga tasasula musolo emaali ye ebeere nga eyitawo abuyisi ku customs okubeera nga tasasula musolo. Kakati kigambibwa nti omukulu ono amanyiddwa nga Geoffrey Sozi nga mu kitongole kya URA akola nga manager for external operations mu department ya customs. Bano nno be baba bajja emisolo ku bintu ebiyingizibwa mu ggwanga ebiba bivudde ebweru w'eggwanga. Awo Uganda ekuŋŋaanyizaawo ssente ezandibadde ziyambako mu nsonga ez'enjawulo, ezandibadde ziyambako mu kufandinga budget, ezandibadde ziyambako n'okulaba nga ebintu ebirala bitambula kubanga ezo ssente ziba zaamuwa musolo. Kati abakulu mu ministry eno mu kitongole kino kya URA naddala Geoffrey Sozi manager for external operations in the customs department yagenze maaso n'okuba nga akwatibwa okwogerako ne bannamawulire ku kitongole kya oba ku kitebe kya URA ekisangibwa e Nakawa. Assistant Commissioner for Public and Corporate Affairs bamuyita Robert Kalumba yagenze maaso n'okukakasa nti oyo gw'olaba akutte ssente ye Kalumba. Yakakasizza amawulire nti Sozi yasoose ku negotiatinga n'abasajja bamuwe emitwalo gya $10 oluvannyuma ne bakkaanya ku $600 bwe bukadde nga$220 ssente za Uganda. Omusajja yazikubye mu kiro kimu, wabula we twogerera ali mabega wa mitayimbwa ku nsonga ezo zennyini ez'obuli bw'enguzi. Era ensonga lwaki tuleesa amawulire gano, kigambibwa nti eggwanga erya Uganda lifiirwa obuwumbi n'obuwumbi, in fact butabalika just mu bintu nga bino. 9.14 trillion Ugandan shillings, approximately $2.5 billion, the official annual loss cited by the IGG directly attributed to corruption and relaxed tax dodges. This is enough to fund roughly 23% of Uganda's national budget. Uliriza okusinziira ku IGG, Inspector General of Government, kigambibwa nti obutabalika 9 n'obuwumbi 140 nga muza dola bwe 2.5 billion US dollars. Nakigambibwa nti Uganda mu butongole ze ssente zeefiirwa ng'ezifiirwa muki mu baana abadojinga emisolo, bano abakubadde akwegamba bano abajja enguzi ku bantu ng'emmaali eyingira ne baba nga babataasa okusasula omusolo. Abantu nga bano Geoffrey Sozi n'abalala bafaanana nga ye, ripooti eraga bafiiriza Uganda obuwumbi in fact butabalika 9 n'obuwumbi 140 mu za dola bwe buwumbi 2.5. Ezo ssente nnyingi nnyo, era okusinziira wano ku statistics batugamba nti ssente zino zandibadde zisobola okufacilitatinga budget ya Uganda ebitundu kumpi nga 23, 23%. Wabula mukadde kano omukulu oyo ali omu ku abo contributinga ku ssente zino okubeera nga zibbibwa bubbibwa. Wuliriza 1.74 trillion Ugandan shillings, approximately $500 million US dollars, the estimated amount lost every year specifically to money laundering and illicit financial flows, IFFs, according to joint reports by the URA and the Ministry of Finance. Okusinziira ku Ministry eya Finance ey'ebyensimbi n'ekitongole kya URA bagamba nti Uganda efiirwa ssente mu money laundering ne illicit financial flows obukadde bwa dola nga$500 buli mwaka, wabula nga akatabalika kalamba n'obukadde 740 Uganda zeebanga efiirwa just mwezi ensonga eza money laundering. Kakati Geoffrey Sozi yalabika agenda kukifuwa kizza munda. 6.7 billion US dollars cumulative scoping study by Global Financial Integrity. Uliriza Uganda efiirwa ssente obuwanana n'obuwanana obutabalika 2 lost annually through commercial trade fraud which include uliriza abakungu mu kitongole kya URA okumanya babbi, false invoicing, trade misinvoicing and customs fraud ngono kye yakoze. Uganda ekyo kyokka kigifiiriza era obutabalika obulala 2. Kati gatta obutabalika 9 ogatteko akatabalika 1.7 ogatteko obutabalika 2 nga zino ssente Uganda ezifiirwa jasirwa abantu nga bano abagenda maaso n'okuba nga bali enguzi. Reports ez'enjawulo zibadde nga zifuluma. Kakati omukulu ono bino byonna biba bimutuukirako era wenjogerera essaawa yonna agenda maaso n'okuba nga awozesebwa kubanga bamukutte ali mabega wa mitayimbwa. Yeewozezzaako nga bw'ogenda owulira mu katambi.
The detained Uganda Revenue Authority staff has been identified as Geoffrey Sozi, a manager in external operations under customs, who has worked at URA for about 17 years. Sozi is alleged to have approached a company that was undergoing a tax audit and offered to have the audit dropped in exchange for money.
Kati ono ye akake kaweddemu dda ngenda kuwa full video ogenda kubeera ng'ogitegera ngenda gikuwa video okuva gye byatandikidde paka gye byaggweredde wabula nga sina kubanga nkuwa video ngenda kusooka nkusomera ekiwandiiko ekikakasa details zino zonna omukulu ono Geoffrey Sozi alabika nga aweyolekedde akaseera ak'akazigizigi naye nga ye kigambibwa okuba nti teyabadde yekka mu ddiiru eno. Baani be yabadde nabo era tetumanyi obaana aboogera naye nga ye yamaze ogera maaso n'okuba nga ateekebwako obunnyogoga ali mabega wa mitayimbwa mukadde kano lwa buli bwanguzi doole 600,000 ezo ssente nnyingi nnyo obukadde ng'ebikumi 220 eza siringi za Uganda. Kakati ogenda kutya omusajja ono abadde akola naani? Okusinziira ku lipooti ez'enjawulo zitulaga teyabadde yekka. Jukira mu kitongole kya URA naddala mu department ene ya customs nkugambye omusajja ono teyabadde yekka olowooza yabadde naani? Kanzije mbeere nga nkuwa information.
Nga z'obufumbo olina omwami naye ng'akutawanya, olina omukyala ng'akutawanya, bajja ne bakwagalako ne bagenda. Gwe alina ebizibu mu byenfuna nga ssente zikuyita mu ngalo, w'oteeka ssente zifa bufi b'owola tebazza. Gwe aloota ng'ogwa mu nnyanja, gwe alumizibwa omutwe nga guganja okuwona, naawe aloota ng'ebintu bikozesa ensonga z'obufumbo. Nina ekifo ku mugga awali amayinja wennyambulirako ebisiraani, ekikwa, ekifiiriza, omudibo, obutaganja, obutaweebwa. Nzijanjaba abantu ab'enzikiriza zonna, nsiŋŋaanibwa njeru ku lw'ejjinja. Gwanjagala kuba ku nnamba yange eyo, naawe aliye wale nnyo yita ku WhatsApp.
Yes, webale kubanga okyaliko yonna gy'osinzira okubanga gy'otulabira atannaba kubanga osubscribinga kikole tubeere nga tutambula ffenna omukutu gwa Red Zone 256 wetusinzira ogenda maaso n'okubanga tukutuusako updates singa zino z'otasaanye kubeera ng'osubwa. Uganda abakungu bano nno babeera ba General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni era bwe nkugamba nti omukungu wa Museveni akwatiddwa ojja kuba okitegeera bulungi nnyo. Bano baba tebasobola kukolayo ng'omukulu ono takirinaamu mukono. Kakati njagala okutegeeza ono nkugambye teyabadde yekka. Alina be yabadde nabo be baani essaawa yonna abayinza okuba nga boolekedde okubeera nga bakwatibwa wabula nga sinaba kuba nga neeyongerayo nja kukusaba gwakkiririza mu mpeereza yaffe ogende ogoberere ku backup channels zaffe tuyina Red Zone 2 oba Destiny TV Africa obeere ng'ogisubscribingako ngitaaginze wansi awo ojja ziraba mu kigambo ekya bbulu awo mu description ya video eno nkakasa ng'osobola ogendayo n'ogikyalirako n'osubscribinga ate n'okwata n'ekkade aka notification bw'oba tutusanze wano osobola otusanga ku channel eyo ne tuba nga tukutusako updates mu ngeri y'emu tulina omukutu gwa Uganda 1 era nja kukusaba eyo nayo backup channel yaffe genda osubscribinga Uganda 1 ensonga zibeere nga ate zitambulira ddala tugenda kuba tutambula mpola mpola nga tukutusako updates singa zino nkugambye Uganda sente zeefiirwa ng'ezifiirwa mu nguzi wabula nga si nguzi yokka. Sente zisinga obungi zifa nga zifiira mu kye bayita money laundering. Abakulu bakuba sente bana abasajja bakuba sente ezo sente $60,000 ejja dola yabadde agikubye mu kiro kimu. Yakwatiddwa lubona red handed sente zinazikubye teri yasoose kutegeera yabadde akola naani wabula nkugambye okusinziira ku ba detectives investigations ez'amaanyi ezikoleddwa zamaze okuba nga omusajja ono zimwanika essaawa yonna tugenda kutegeera baani abagambibwa okuba nti yabadde akola nabo era nze wano nina ekiwandiiko nga bulijjo baani be yabadde akola nabo abayinza okuba nga boolekedde nabo akaseera ak'akazigizigi kyokka nga bakungu baba batuma kusolooza musolo kakati ate kampani ezimu baziggyako ssente zireme kusasula musolo onaawulira ssente ezo bazibba bazitwala waani bazibba naani wuliriza okusinziira ku kiwandiiko ekyafulumidde ku mukutu gwa Daily Monitor bagamba nti URA manager arrested in Kampala over 220 million Ugandan shillings alleged audit bribe. Ono bamuyita Sozi Geoffrey yakwatiddwa ono manager mu customs naye nkugambye teyabadde yekka oyo gwolaba ali akutte ssente ye assistant commissioner for public and corporate affairs bamuyita Robert Kalumba yagenze maaso n'okuba nga ayimirira mu nsonga eno ye yakutte mukungu munne era nagenda maaso n'okuba nga agiteeka mu mawulire bw'atyo asobole okuba nga ategeeza eggwanga omukulu ssente zayinza okuba nga afiiriza $60,000 ejja dola mu just hours saawa mbale bubazi kati wuliriza okunoonyereza kwakoleddwa naye nkugambye waliwo abamu abagambibwa okuba nti babadde mabega wa musajja ono era naye bwe yabadde yeewozaako yayogedde bingi nnyo nga bw'ogenda owulira mu katambi wabula ne mu kiwandiiko kino ekitunnyonnyola obulungi ennyo. Detectives from the Uganda Revenue Authority Internal Investigative Wing have arrested a senior manager caught red-handed receiving 60,000 US dollars, approximately 220 million Uganda shillings bribe at a restaurant in Kampala, officials revealed on Monday. Lwabadde lunaku lwajjo omukulu ono yakubye ddiiro mu kiro ekyakeeseza ku Monday, then emisana bamusanze mu restaurant yemu mu kibuga Kampala nga receiving emitwalo 6 ejja dola. Bamulinnya akagere ne bamukwata red-handed nga talina bwe yeegaana, era bwe bati ekitongole kya URA kirina ba detectives, kirina department y'ebyokwerinda bamunywereddewo ne baba nga bamuleese. Information tugifuna okuva mu nsonda ezeesigika nga zitulaga nti ono teyabadde yekka, yabadde naani? Geoffrey Sozi, the URA manager for external operations in the Customs Department, was apprehended last Thursday following a sitting operation. URA officials allege he solicited the money from an investor to suppress an ongoing tax audit into the taxpayers' farm. Uliriza. Kigambibwa nti Geoffrey Sozi ono ng'akola nga URA manager for external operations mu kitongole kya oba mu department ya Customs. Yagenda maaso n'okubanga ku lunaku olwokuna yakola kaweefuba ono. Mbwe baali batudde waaliwo tax audit eyali egenda okukolebwa mu kampani emu. Kampani eyo tebayagadde gyasanguza eyabadde mu ddiiru eno. Naye mbu babadde bagenda kukola audit mu nsasula y'omusolo mu kampani eyo. Kakati omukulu ono n'asaba kampani eyo enguzi ya mitwalo 6 ejja dola. In fact yabasabye mitwalo 10 ejja dola, wabula ne bakkaanya n'abanga amuwe mitwalo 6. Kati mitwalo 6 egyo gimuyambeko obutasasula musolo, ng'olwo omusolo gwo mungi nga gulabika gususse. Naye nkugambye yasabye mitwalo 10. Ate teyabadde yekka, waliwo abamu kubagambibwa okuba nti banene mu gavumenti naye nga bamuli mabega. Bebaani. Speaking at the URA headquarters at Nakawa, Assistant Commissioner for Public and Corporate Affairs Robert Kalumba confirmed the arrest, explaining that Sozi had initially demanded $100,000 before negotiating the sum down to 60,000. Ono Robert Kalumba nga ye Public and Corporate Affairs Commissioner or Assistant Commissioner owa URA yakakasizza okukwatibwa kw'omusajja ono era n'ategeeza nti twategeddeko batwagudde mu lukwe ng'ono omukulu yasoose kusaba mitwalo 10 ejja dola osobola okugizzaawo mu za Uganda n'oziraba, then ne banegotiatinga paka bwe bakkiriziganyizza ku ssente emitwalo 6 ejja dola, era ne bakkaanya basisinkane ku restaurant emu bamukwasa ekisawo kya ssente ezo. Bano abakulu babadde bamutegedde dda ne bamulinnya akagere paka we baatuuse nga ssente agenda maaso n'okuba nga azirisiivinga, era musajja wattu yabadde tasobola kwegaana, bamukutte jeeke ne bamuleeta ku kitongole kya URA abeere nga abitebya. There was an audit being conducted on the taxpayer. Sozi's team with assistance of a clearing agent reached out to convince the taxpayer that they could kill the audit. Nga bwe nkugambye okusinziira ku Kalumba yagambye wabaddewo tax audit eyabadde egenda okubeera conducted omusajja ono investor. Kati Sozi ne banne clearing agent bategedde nti omukulu ono bagenda kumukolako audit, sente nyingi zayinza okufiirwa, tusobola okumwawula. Ne bagenda ne bamusomera mu ddiiru, osobola okutuwa emitwalo 10 ejja dola ne tuba nga tukuyisizaawo, then emaali yo neeyitawo nga tusasudde musolo ne audit zino zonna ne buli kimu ekibadde kigenda okukolebwa kibeere nga tukisaanyizaawo, obeere ng'oli kiriini nnyo, ffe mu bitabo tukuteekeyo nti buli kimu kiri kiriya. Kakati kumbe abasajja bamulinnya akagere. Kalumba disclosed that URA acted on a tip from a whistleblower. Wanono temuzaala wange amawulire agatambulira ku social media. Whistleblowers ababadde batayipinga ebintu ku mikutu nga X n'emirala, ekitongole kya URA kwe kyasinzidde ne kitegeera nti wandibanga waliwo ekitali kituufu mu kitongole, wandibanga waliwo abantu abayinza okuba nga babba ssente z'omuwi w'omusolo okusinziira ku bantu engeri gye baleekaanamu. Bagenze mu maaso n'okulinnya akagere ne wabaawo eyakwatiddwa. The clearing agent involved in brokering the transaction was also taken into custody and in assisting investigators in identifying other compliances within the tax body. URA's legal team is finalizing charges, and the cash seized during the bush will be presented in court as exhibit evidence. Tukira nkugambye clearing agents babaddemu mu ddiiru eno. Kati bano baategeezezza nti waliwo ba clearing agents abaakwatiddwa n'omusajja ono Geoffrey Sozi. Bwe baakwatiddwa nabo baateekeddwa emabega b'emitayimba bayambeko mu kusobola okunoonyereza, naye ng'okunoonyereza ku ki? Wakyaliyo ba agents mu kitongole kya URA abakungu abalala abagambye okuba nti nabo ddiiru eno baagibaddemu. Kati bali mu kufeffetta buli mukungu yenna eyabadde emabega wa ddiiru eno abeere nga naye akwatibwa, ono Geoffrey Sozi abeere nga takafiiramu yekka. Kati okusinziira ku information gye tulina kigambibwa nti n'abamu ku bakungu boolaba feesi zaabwe bandiba nga ddiiru eno baagibaddemu ssente nnyingi, emitwalo 6 ejja $, okusinziira ku kiwandiiko kino ekya Daily Monitor, nga bagenda mu maaso n'okutunnyonnyola engeri ddiiru eno gye yakubiddwa. Baabadde baagala okugenda mu maaso n'okuba nga bayisizaawo abantu bano, investor ono aleme kusasula musolo, emmaali eyingire nga tasasudde musolo, then ne audit egenda mu maaso n'okumukolebwako ebeere nga ettiddwawo baleme gimukolako. Kakati ssente zino emitwalo 6 ejja $, gigambibwa okuba nti gigenda kuleetebwa mu kkooti ng'obujulizi oba ng'ebizibiti, oluvannyuma zibeere nga zitwalibwa mu nsawo eya URA. Awo tetumanyi oba ddala zinaatuukayo. Commenting on the arrest, URA Commissioner General John R. Musinguzi reiterated that the tax collectors' unwavering commitment to stamping out internal graft. The fight against corruption is intensifying with the URA, and we continue to uphold a zero-tolerance policy. We call upon the general public to report all incidents of corruption as we work to seal revenue leakages. Abakulu mu kitongole kya URA tebabanga nabo bali mu ddiiru eno era nabo tebakwatibwa, wabula baavuddeyo ne bategeeza nti kaweefube w'okulwanyisa enguzi mu kitongole kya URA akyagendera ddala mu maaso, bakyafeffetta okulaba ng'abantu abakola ebikolobero nga bino bakwatibwa. Era yavuddeyo n'ategeeza titwagala abantu ba bulijjo. Bw'obanga oyina information yonna ku muntu yenna omuli w'enguzi, obanga oyina ky'olabye tokisirikira, kiweeyo information gituwe, bano babeere nga bakwatibwa ng'ono naye bwagenze maaso n'okuba nga akwatibwa nga kati yateekeddwako dda obunnyogoga ali mabega wa mitayimbwa. However, speaking during his arrest, Sozi vehemently denied the corruption charges, claiming he was framed in a broader conflict involving high-stakes cargo consolidation fraud. Uliriza, ono Sozi nakugambye yeewozezzaako. Engeri gye yeewozezzaako byonna yabyegaanye. Agamba nti baamuseetinze ne bamuteeka mu ddiiru, naye nga engeri gye baamuseetinzeemu kubanga naye yennyini yayogedde ngenda kuwa akatambi awo. Agamba baamuseetinze ne bamuteeka mu ddiiru nga kirabika waaliwo abaabadde bagirimu ne balaba ng'eyinza obbatuulamu ne bamuseetingayo. He characterized the allegations against him as half-truth orchestrated by influential business operators attempting to undermine enforcement efforts. Ono yabyegaanye, agamba waliwo abali emabega waabyo abagezaako okulaba nga balwana ekitongole kya URA obutakola mirimu, naddala abamu ku bakungu nga nze nga banteekako embeera bweti. According to Sozi, the individual who handed him the package was a prominent cargo consolidator operating on behalf of major traders, while the coordinating agent was an acquaintance dating back to 2013 when Sozi served as the officer in charge of enforcement at Jinja Customs. Uliriza, yagambye omuntu yamuleetedde package ekisawo ekyabaddemu $, emitwalo 600 yakolako ko oba kwegamba yamuleetedde ekisawo yakolako ko mu kitongole kino nga akago ka consolidator, era ng'ali akola on behalf of abasuubuzi abayingiza emmali mu ggwanga erya Uganda, nga mukadde ako yakolera ono Sozi yali yasindikibwa Jinja nga yekola nga officer in charge owa enforcement ku customs ye Jinja. Yagambye bw'ati, the gentleman who handed me the package, the so-called investor, is a big cargo consolidator. The agent coordinating with him has been known to me as the owner of Simbaland since 2013. Uliriza, kampani ya Simbaland yabadde mabega w'ensonga zino oba yabadde mu nsonga zino. Kati nno Sozi yajogedde nti omuntu yamuleetedde package mwe muyita investor big oba yamuyise big cargo consolidator, era nga mu 2013 side eyo yali akola ne Simbaland oba ye yali nannyini owa Simbaland. Sozi agamba mu kaweefube w'okwewozaako, when I was sent to Jinja in 2012, my briefing was clear: deal with the massive fraud. kakati nno ekitongole kya URA kyamugambye ffe tetwagala kumanya ogenda kusooka kunoonyerezebwako katukole okunoonyereza bwe tunaakizula nti bwe bityo bwe biri kale tunagenda maaso n'okudiringa n'abo abakwatiddwa baataddewo ennamba ya URA toll free ogikubako nga tosasudde yadde 10 nga tebakukyajinze singa olaba omukungu wa URA yenna ng'agenda maaso n'okuba ng'alya enguzi ennamba yiiyo 0800257700 kakati awo ne tuba ng'ate awo tuvuddewo kakati njagala kukuwa katambi embeera yonna nga bwe yabadde omukulu n'engeri gye bamufunyeemu buli kimu nga bwe kyatambudde engeri gye yeewozezzaako ne ssente nga weeziri awo zaaleeteddwa ng'ebizibiti okugenda maaso n'okuba ng'ate ziragibwa ng'essaawa yonna ssente zino zijja kutwalibwa ne mu kkooti. Geoffrey Sozi yagenze maaso n'okuba nga yeewozaako nga maaso g'amawulire agenda maaso n'okuba nga musajja wattu akola kaweefube ow'okulaba ng'akiriininga erinnya lye naye bino byonna tebyakoze byabadde bitya laba akatambi kano si kawanvu nnyo olabe gye byatandikidde wabula we kaggweerako kakulaga engeri gye bamutulakinze ne bagenda maaso n'okumukwatamu era nabo bennyininyini nga babinnyonnyola. Wuliriza.
The gentleman sits here. Gentleman, you sit here. Harriet, about to run, so it's easier. We start our guests. Today is a sad day, personally, for URA. With us here, we have a staff member who allegedly was part of a big group that tried to take a bribe worth $60,000 from a taxpayer. There was an audit that had been done to the taxpayer, and the URA team got in touch. The URA team got in touch with the taxpayer with the help of the clearing agent, and they tried to convince that they can help the taxpayer cut out that audit. So they had originally asked for $100,000, but then they bargained down to $60,000. The gentleman is a manager, external operations, customs, but there's also a larger team that is being hunted and being arrested. And how we got to know about this is there was a whistleblower who alerted our investigation teams, and the investigation teams started following them without them knowing. They met at a restaurant, a non-restaurant here in Kampala, I think last Thursday, and in the evening, we're talking like at 9 p.m. approximately. The client was waiting from like 7:30, unknown to the URA staff. They were being trailed, and after money was exchanged, the $60,000, that's when the gentleman was arrested. He's going to be taken to court. Our legal team is busy processing the papers. He's going to be taken to court, and the court will decide the way forward. This is a call. First and foremost, we thank the public for helping us in the fight against corruption. Because if it wasn't a member who whistleblowed, we would not have known. So we thank the public. I always insist that the whistleblower number is 0800-257-700. 0800-257-700. Also, the fight against corruption is intensifying within the institution. These are not the first cases you are to witness. There are more cases, and we shall call you. The Commissioner General is very serious with this fight against corruption. The money will be used as exhibit. The money is around here. If you could bring the money. Yeah, $60,000.
Yes.
So the money is here, which they had gotten from from the client, which they had gotten from the client. This is the money that they had gotten from the client. Originally it was 100,000, and somehow they brought it down to $60,000. So that is the money. So in brief, that is it. Like I said, the fight against corruption. Meanwhile, the clearing agent also has been arrested and is helping us with the investigation with the other staff members in this thing. The gentleman's name is called Sosi Geoffrey, the manager, external operations, customs. Sosi Geoffrey Kawere. Sosi Geoffrey Kawere. And yes, so in brief, that is it. Some clarification. Some clarification. Yes, sir.
Yes, first, what to understand, was this money recovered from the suspect?
Yes, the money was gotten with the suspect after the exchange.
I've heard what my brother has mentioned here, but it's full of half-truth. Because, and this is a problem that is going to disturb URA for a long time. The gentleman who handed me a package, the so-called investor, that had $60,000, is a big cargo consolidator who imports cargo into this country on behalf of mostly, I think, people that this organization says are container leaders. You understand? Now, the agent who was coordinating with that so-called investor has been known to me as the owner of that company called Simbaland from 2013, when I was in charge enforcement, Jinja Customs. So then he wasn't in Jinja. This business of cargo consolidation was not that big. It was a small kind of business. So, and I was fighting hard because there was a lot of non-compliance in Jinja Customs. At that time, I was sent there as in charge enforcement in 2012, and the briefing I got that if you go and you deal with the fraud that is in Jinja, then the sky will be the limit for you in this organization. That's the background against which I went to Jinja Customs. I reached there, I find a very prominent businessman and also importer called Haji Mubiru. Haji Mubiru would clear about to let me say, this is about maybe 40 to 50 containers, mainly of garments at that time, and all of them had issues. And I think this issue was perennial for 2 previous years. Now, Haji Mubiru approached me and said, my son, if you can work with me, I'll be giving you 500,000 shillings per container that goes through Jinja Customs. Okay. I told him, okay, I was new, I'd had a briefing that the issue in Jinja is garments. And the customers as well had an issue with garments. Now, I told him, brother, I came here, and for your information, I came here for you. If you can stop the fraud or leave this station, I'll have done my part. He tried and tried and tried. If you can look at the history, when I get time, probably I'll give you that history of Jinja. You will do what? You will understand what I'm talking about. Please allow me, because this is a story that led to this. Now, Hajimviru had a business of clearing. He was like the sole clearing agent for garments. And it was like a family business. Key of his children who were doing that business are, one I know, Arafa, another one, Sharifa. Sharifa is the one who arrested me at a restaurant. Okay? She's working now as, I am told, URA intelligence. I didn't know. I had heard that she's in URA, but I didn't know. But I left. I was like, these people. Now, because this organization is fighting container leaders who are mainly importing garments, I'm working with the friends of mine who are cargo consolidators to come up with a project that is going to look into what URA is creating and marketing to the public, CCI, so that a small trader who is being disturbed with small cargo can be able to get their goods from wherever, declare them from source. Because what URA cleared, made, is starting from Mombasa up to Kampala. Now mine and with my colleagues is to do what? To get cargo from the source, so that a small trader can be able to identify their cargo, whether from China, whether from India, wherever all over the world. And this system has been developed and it has reached a level of integration. And with my colleagues, we had managed, despite URA failing to adapt the system, because we tried with URA, we managed to get funding from Trademark Africa to do what? To have this integration take place. Now what happened? Me, I work in Tanzania, okay? That's where I'm deployed. When I came here, I just came for leave. Normally when I come for leave, I try to catch up with my private business and all my ideas. I wish I could get a bottle of water. Now, when I reached here, I went to the colleagues of mine and like, why are we not progressing? And they said that, you see, you are saying that cargo consolidators are not what? Are not organized. So I asked who in among cargo consolidators is the contact person in this project. They told me, you talk to Karugaba, Emmanuel Karugaba. And Emmanuel Karugaba of Zimbabwe. And I told them, I know him, let me call him. Now, on Monday this week, that's when I meet Emmanuel Karugaba. And we organized a meeting the following day, because on Monday it was abrupt, the following day on Tuesday, to talk about why UCCA is not progressing. And Emmanuel Karugaba, he will show you that when I was talking to him, he even took notes. I was taking notes. He wasn't. So I told him, take a picture of my notebook so that you can sit with your colleagues in UCC Cargo Consolidator to do what? To make sure that you get organized so that this project can move on. I didn't know that Karugaba I thought he's the boss of Simbaland, and that's why he was on the executive on the Uganda Cargo Consolidators Association. After our discussion, he told me, but there's this issue which is really perennial. It keeps coming back. And the issue is with URA. So I asked him, who is handling it? They told me a gentleman called Emmanuel Rutai. I told him, I know Rutai, I can talk to Rutai. So, what is the issue? Then they told me, you see, we are having an audit about money remittances. So apparently, the investor, I think, picks money from traders, sends it to wherever their goods are, maybe probably China, and then they come back to, like, as in, they are doing like a money remittance. So, but he said, but you need to, can you talk to Raya to see if it can be resolved? The man has even been transferred. That was Monday last week. No, Tuesday now, last week. Then I talked to Raya and he said, yes, I've been transferred, and that those guys' issues, I think I'm going to close the file because I cannot progress with it. You understand? But I think Raya was maybe before in their relationship on that audit, I think they took long. They took long and they were maybe haggling. I don't know what happened. But anyway, but he told me, I told him that Raya says that this issue is going to be solved because it's going to go out. He has been transferred, he has to close the file and hand over. What happened? You will forgive me because I want to say the truth, because the truth will set me free. This agent now, No, not at that time. I thought he's the owner of Cargo Land or the representative of Cargo Land. No, Simba Land in Uganda. That's what I thought. That he's the boss in Uganda of Simba Land Cargo, and that's why he was on the executive of Cargo Consolidators Association. Now, when I came, they told me, you see, but you see now that the issue is going to be resolved. You know, I have my boss who can give some money to us. It's hard to get money. It's hard for him to get money. He can give some money so that we can be able to move our operations. Their operations, in my understanding, I thought that he wants to use this opportunity, now that the case is closing, to get money for the operations. And since it was cozy, I mean, I came, we're working on the project, and I think these are Cargo Consolidators. I said, okay, but he was like, but it's hard to convince him. I will need you to convince him that the case is going to close. Then he will be able to release to me money to do what? And I asked him, but how do I benefit from that? He said, you're my brother, I'll give you some 10% on it. So I came. And he took me to a lady. Now a lady, I didn't know that lady. She's called Sammy. Sammy is the boss of, he's now saying, this Sammy is now the boss of Simba Land in Uganda. And so Sammy was like, but we have this issue. But I told them, but you see, if this money remittance, why don't you get a money remittance license from Bank of Uganda? To me, that would be easy. Yeah, but then you said this issue is going to close. So if it closes, then the boss will be able to release what? Some money to us. Sammy with who? With Karugawa. But then they began now arguing at how much. To be honest, I have not talked or negotiated with anyone on an issue of $60,000. But I have not, and it can't even fit in my mind that I can sit there and I think that I'm going to go and ask for someone $60,000. Okay, now when they finished me, I thought I'd helped them. Later, that agent, now he began calling himself an agent. Before I thought he's the boss of Simba Land. Now he told me, yes, but you see the bigger boss, I think he's going to be able to raise money, but I have a bigger issue. I mean, for him, he's going to translate from a cargo consolidator to an industrial park investor. And to me, that was interesting. It was like, but I would have you to meet him so that you can greet him and you can create rapport, something like that. And to me, it was a good idea. So I said, okay, you can arrange, I can meet him. Because I thought this man, we are now, since we are working on a bigger project, we are now friends. I became cozy, and that is a mistake I made with him. I became so free, cozy, and I don't know even how I reached there. Now, what happened? He arranged a meeting on Thursday. On Thursday evening. He had told me about 5 p.m. Okay, so Thursday reached. I do my work in town. I get tired. I go home. I was tired, actually. I went home to relax. Somehow I forgot about that meeting. When I reached home, and I think that was maybe God telling me, go home. And I forgot about it. So I reached home, I put my phone in the bedroom. Normally when I reach home, I just want to relax, especially now that I'm on leave. I want to relax. So I reached there, I put my phone in the bedroom. I start moving around the home, blah, 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 time moves. But I kept hearing the phone ringing. And then someone was, as if someone was insisting on the phone. So when this time it rang, when I'm near the bedroom, I went and saw. And he was like, hey, Muganda wangagala kunkola ki? Omusajja aliwa nalinza agala kukola ki? Oh, nabadde mbeera bidde. Kankole ki? Let me come. I wish I hadn't picked that. If I hadn't picked that phone, I swear, I wouldn't be here right now. So I drive up to that restaurant, Stonaway. And if you see, I think they waited for me. In fact, when I reached, they were like, we've been waiting for you. We thought you don't want to come, but the money, even the investor said, I was singing for the first time. I never saw him. I didn't know that Simba and had that big kind of hierarchy in this country. So when I'm there, I saw, we started chatting. Investment, URA issues, blah, 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 trying to counsel them, trying to tell them how to do the right thing, blah, blah, and the rest. So it took some time. I stayed there for some time. because I'm talking to an investor. And by the way, I have a target for dry cargo, and I thought in my mind that this person being a big importer who handles many importers as a cargo consolidator, he can help divert some of these clients to go through my station. Sometimes we look for those opportunities. I take clients, taxpayers, engagements as friendly. Whatever the case, I try to remain as human as possible. Even around whatever the kind of things we do here, I try to be as humane as possible. Now, after talking, chatting, I got tired. I told the party people I have to go. So as I was prepared to go, the gentleman picked a package and put it on the table, and in a gesture that would show this is yours. Stupidly, as I was moving, I picked the package. And I know, I think they took the video. You will see that we were chatting as I took the tray, because it was like friendly. As I picked the package and I moved. When I moved, I realized, before even leaving the seats where we were sitting, the team came. And who was among them? Who was leading them? Madam Sharifa. And that's where hell broke loose for me.
Thank you so much, sir.
No, I'm not done.
I have a question.
Yes.
He has said
Yes.
that the negotiation moved from $100,000
Yes.
to $60,000.
Uh-huh.
Can you tell us about that? Were you part of that negotiation?
Now, and I like the $100,000, because when I was brought here, I was made to make statements, and I stated what I knew as a truth, which was all rejected. I had to repeat that statement. I think I began making it at 11. We left this place at 8 in the morning. As I was making the statements, they would keep refusing, and until I realized they want me to link a specific office, and at some point they mentioned the name. And when they mentioned the name, I was like, no, this is what they want. They want me to link Lutaya Emmanuel to this case, because according to them, they said they listened. You know, they interrogating me, especially Sharifa. She was saying, we were recording all your conversations. And if you say, for her, she kept saying, $80,000, from $80,000, you just went to $60,000, we were listening to you, and for you said, you're going to share the money with Utaya. So I was like, maybe this is what she wants me to say. So that I was really tired. It was now like 2 days without sleep. Now, because of that, I told myself, since this is a lie that she wants me to say, let me tell her $100,000. You see? I said, no, actually, if you want me to tell you the truth, it was $100,000. Now she left her $80,000, she kept insisting on that's where we started from. Now she jumped on to $1,000. And that one alone made me repeat the statement to add. If you see my statement, you will see that it has a lot of additions. Until when she said, we go, I'm not even believing in this, you have to make another additional statement on Monday. And that is how I am here.
Are you suggesting that this is a setup of sorts?
A mafia-like. Let me tell you.
That's okay.
Yes.
Then lastly,
yes.
From me, at the time you were having a conversation with the investors,
yes.
Were you aware of which kind of package you were picking?
No. I wish they were recording that conversation I had with David. He's called David Wang. It was my first time to see him. I was talking to an investor who is a taxpayer. I even thanked him for helping small taxpayers. At that time, I didn't even imagine that Simbaland Cargo could be among the problematic consolidators. So I didn't know.
So under what circumstance were you coerced to pick that package when you didn't know?
I wasn't coerced. No one coerced me.
Okay, how did you willingly pick it when you knew?
Yes.
You didn't know about it?
Yes. No, I just picked. You know, we sit with a friend.
Why did you pick the package?
I just picked, I think subconsciously. Honestly, I just picked yes.
Were you aware of what was in the package?
No.
Did you think it was food?
He didn't know the package he was holding. And normally when he goes to restaurants, sometimes they do take away. So he had picked the package knowing it was food.
Or a gift.
Okay, got it. He picked the package knowing it was food or a gift. The package turned out to be $60,000. Yes. So he picked it knowing it was food, any food, Bogoya food.
ensonga z'obufumbo olina omwami naye ng'akutawanya olina omukyala ng'akutawanya bajja ne bakwagalako ne bagenda gwe alina ebizibu mu byenfuna nga sente zikuyita mu ngalo w'oteeka sente zifa bufi b'owola tebazza gwe aloota ng'ogwa mu nnyanja gwe alumizibwa omutwe nga guganja okuwona naawe aloota ng'ebintu bikozesa ensonga z'obufumbo nina ekifo ku mugga awali amayinja wennyambululirako ebisiraani ekikwa ekifiiriza omudibo obutaganja obutawiibwa nzijanjaba abantu ab'enzikiriza zonna nsiŋŋaanibwa njeru ku lw'ejjinja gwanjagala kuba ku nnamba yange eyo naawe ali ewala ennyo yita ku WhatsApp.